Welcome to DeFi Crypto today's daily news. Let me check that everything looks good first. And this one. Right. Not sure if we got the right thumbnail. Are you getting the right thumbnail? Yes, working. Finally. Okay, we're all good. Perfect. So, all right, let's start with the beginning. As always, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at DeFi Crypto T. Okay, we've got already 3,072 followers and we want more. Also, if you need to connect with me, that's the best place to DM me. And if you've got want to promote your project, your protocol, you can also DM me there. Okay, bring close the mic. Yes, sorry, I forgot my mic. Everything goes wrong today. Everything I'm trying today is just not working. It took 2 hours to get set up today and still forgot the mic. Thanks for telling me. Is this better? You hear me better? Should work now, I hope. Is it working? Let me know. All right, I hope it's working. Okay, so top of the news, Bored Apes. Bored Apes gave huge, everything perfect, thanks. The Sanction news coming in after the Bored Apes. The Bored Apes, if you have Bored Apes, you probably got a huge airdrop. Some people made a fortune with this. Some guys have had like a pile of Bored Apes and they made like millions on this. Now, obviously, the price of the token took a bit of a dive since the beginning, but still, you know, you probably, if you had Bored Apes, you probably made a lot of money. I think they were giving away like 10,000 ape tokens or something like that per Bored Ape. It was pretty good. So yeah, and also the other thing that I find interesting is that a lot of people have said the NFT market's dead and everything, but you see sometimes it just takes a few people with imagination and creativity and marketing acumen to revive the entire market. The people at Bored Apes, that's what's the name of that shop again? I should have wrote it down. I forget the name of the place. Yuga Labs, there we go. Yuga Labs. These guys are pretty smart. And they took over the CryptoPunks and a bunch of other things from the other lab. And they're building a huge infrastructure. And they're going to have a metaverse and some games and all kinds of fun stuff. And they're going to add utility to the ape token. These guys have vision. That's what you need in crypto. No matter what it is, NFTs or just tokens or protocols, financial stuff, you need vision. And that's what I like about Yuga Labs. Those people have visions, okay? They know... They have plans and they want to expand and push the limits, okay, of what you can do with NFTs, which is fantastic. That's what I really like about this project. All right, so let's go back to something a little bit less fun. This lady is a lot less fun. I don't know why, but it looks like a lot of Democrats, especially her, totally hate crypto. And she wanted to ban Bitcoin altogether. And now and I mentioned this several times in my live videos in the last few weeks. And I said it that the war in Ukraine was going to be used by regulators as a way to try to limit people's capacity to use crypto. They're going to use this to regulate and over-regulate and over-regulate crypto to make it more and more difficult for people to get into crypto. Why? Because they're not sure how to tax this yet. They haven't quite entirely figured out how to extract taxes out of crypto. And they find that very dangerous. Okay? They hate that. They hate that you have freedom. Okay? They really hate that. They're doing everything they can to make it more difficult for you to get into crypto. Okay? And if you manage to get into crypto, you're going to have to file up a pile of forms at some point, very, very soon. You're going to see this. You're going to have to do KYC up to your eyeballs more than now. Okay? Most likely, you're going to need to put in your social insurance numbers every time you open up an account on any centralized crypto exchange. You're going to have to, and the centralized crypto exchanges are going to have to report on all your earnings and all your transactions that you're doing in crypto and so on. And they're going to try to track where you're sending your crypto off the centralized exchange to, let's say, your MetaMask wallet. Okay? And what they can do, listen to this, okay? This is coming. They're going to forbid centralized exchanges from letting you send money from the centralized exchange to a decentralized wallet. That's coming. Watch out for that. They're going to try that. They're going to try that. I swear to you, they're going to try that. And that's why I always say don't keep too much money on centralized exchanges, because they can seize it and they can control it. You don't have control over the money that you have on centralized exchanges, same way as you don't have control over the money that you have in your bank account. Okay? You saw that in Canada. They froze the money of the people that were protesting against the vaccination in Canada. You know, you had those truckers that were blocking the highway and so on. So they froze their money. And they tried to seize their Bitcoin and other crypto assets that were on centralized exchanges. So your money is only safe if it's on decentralized wallets and decentralized exchanges. Okay? And right now they haven't figure out how to block you from sending money from centralized to decentralized yet. But they're going to think about it. Okay? So they try to limit your freedom. They try to tax you to the maximum. Okay? Well, you saw like last year, the Secretary of Finance in the U.S. wanted to tax unrealized capital gains. So basically, if your Bitcoin went up in value, that would be an unrealized capital gain, because until you sell it, then it's realized. Normally, you would pay capital gains tax after it's realized, but now they want to tax you even before you sell your Bitcoin, which makes no sense because Bitcoin can go up and down every day. You see, they're desperate right now because they created too much inflation by printing too much money, and the government is indebted up to the eyeballs, and they're desperate. They're going to find new tricks, new ways to tax your crypto. Now, what Senator Warren here is trying to make you believe is that Russian oligarchs can hide billions and billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin and transact on that with impunity, which is not possible. You try to send billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin around, okay? It takes a lot of liquidity to be able to do this, okay? Maybe you can send a few million here and there. But billions? That's not possible. That's what this guy is saying here. So at first says, this is what Senator Warren is saying. She said, no one can argue that Russia can evade all sanctions by moving all its assets into crypto. I can argue against that. See, she's lying through her teeth right there. Okay? And it says, but for Putin's oligarchs who are trying to hide, $1 billion or $2 billion of their wealth, crypto looks like a pretty good option. Again, it's not that easy. You try to move billions of dollars in crypto. First of all, it's very visible. Okay? And your wallet's going to be spotted immediately. Okay? Why? Because crypto is open chain. Okay? The blockchain is open source. All the transactions are open. It's not that easy to move money of that size without being totally undetected. Okay? This shows to me two things. Either she's very ignorant about how blockchain works, or she knows how blockchain works, but she knows that the average people, the public in general, doesn't know anything about blockchain, and she can make them, she can feed them anything she wants. Okay. Either way, it's not good. Okay, because people like her are supposed to regulate regular citizens. Either they're ignorant or they're liars. Do you want people like that to regulate you? I don't think so. I don't think that's a good option. So this guy here, Jonathan Levin, who's a co-founder of Bitcoin and crypto analysis, chain analysis, denied what she just said. He said here, the scenario that is described where an oligarch has $1 billion to be able to launder requires significant amounts of liquidity to be able to obfuscate that amount of money through the use of cryptocurrency. Meaning, it's not easy because of the size of the transactions. Not a lot of people can just buy $1 billion worth of Bitcoin like this. Okay? Not a lot of people can do that. So you would have to place multiple transactions of maybe a few million dollars here and there. Okay, it's not going to be easy. You need to find a huge buyer. Okay, and most likely, okay, there are probably not that many huge buyers that can afford to buy $1 billion worth of Bitcoin overnight. Elon Musk could, but Elon is American and he would be subject to sanctions. So he couldn't do it. How many billionaires are not subject to sanctions right now against Russia? Not that many. Okay? So again, it's not an easy thing, and she's lying through her teeth. Well, use Tornado Cash, you're saying here, Adrian. You really think you can push $1 billion on Tornado Cash? Who's going to buy it? Think about that. You need a seller and a buyer. Okay, unless you're both. Okay, unless you move money from two of your wallets. Okay, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, Tornado Cash is fine if you want to hide some transactions. But okay, maybe you can do a few million at a time, but you can't do $1 billion like she's suggesting. That's ridiculous. Okay, she's just trying to instill fear. See, this is FUD. Okay, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. They want people to think, okay, that it's so easy for criminals to move incredibly large sums of money using Bitcoin. It's not that easy. You always need a buyer and seller. Okay? You need the two to meet. Otherwise, the transaction is not going to pass. That's how markets work, right? Now, it says here, and look at this. The bill goes beyond Russia, beyond Russian sanctions, and would authorize the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network to identify users sending or receiving more than $10,000 worth of cryptocurrency. Okay, what does this mean? You send $10,000 worth of cryptocurrency anywhere, doesn't mean Russia here. You see, the guy says the bill goes beyond Russian sanctions. So you want to send over $10,000 worth of Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever to your mom or your sister or your girlfriend or whatever, they're going to want you to report that. Okay? The Financial Crimes Enforcement Network wants to identify people that do transactions that are worth over $10,000. Okay? They're going to want to track that. You see, this is exactly what I said. They're using Russia, okay, the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, as a pretext to identify you when you want to do transactions on the blockchain. Why? Because they want to tax you. And now they're starting at $10,000. Sounds like a lot of money for some people. It's not. It's a very small amount. But think about this. They're going to bring this down to $1,000 and maybe $500 and maybe $100. Every time you're going to send any freaking amount of crypto, they're going to want to see it and they want to put your name on it. That's what they want. Why they want that? Because they want to tax you at every single step. I've told you about this for weeks, and now the bill is there. Okay, they have a bill. It's not passed yet. Okay, but it's getting closer. All right? This is how regulators work. Okay? You're going to see this. And don't forget, the EU is trying to ban Bitcoin altogether because they're trying to ban proof of work. So Bitcoin is on proof of work. It's not easy to convert Bitcoin to proof of stake or proof of whatever. Okay? There's no such plan in place. There is the plan to move Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake, but even that is taking forever. I don't know if it's going to be done this year or next year in 3 years or whatever. It's taking a long time. Okay, and Cardano, I believe, is also on proof of work, and there's a pile of other tokens that are on proof of work. The EU wants to ban all of that because they claim, okay, that it's bad for climate change, which is bullshit. But that's what they're doing. They're attacking from all sides, okay, because they want to take away your freedom to do what you want with your money. Okay? They want to control your money. And they're scared shitless about crypto because they haven't figured out how to control it yet. But they're working hard at it. And that's why I tell you to be very prudent. Don't keep a lot of money on centralized exchanges. Try to keep most of your money on decentralized wallets and decentralized exchanges and other places. Okay? And otherwise, you're not going to be able to control your money anymore. They're going to find ways to take it away from you. Okay? So be aware of what they're preparing. All right? All right, next item. This relates to Ukraine and Binance. You see, the Binance CEO, CZ, said that he doesn't want to ban transactions from all people, all Russian citizens, okay, that are using Binance. He thinks that's insane, which it is insane. And it should only be against, Putin and his friends, okay, that are waging war and so on. They should, basically what he wants the government to say, okay, give me a list of the people that you want banned, and I'll apply it. And he did, okay? He did block people that were identified as instigators of the war and so on, okay? But the sanctions want everybody in Russia to be banned from using Binance. And he said, no, I don't want to do that. Okay? And this guy, Ukraine Crypto Exchange founder, Michael Chobanian, says that Binance has yet to make its promise of $10 million donation, and he says that Binance is helping Putin and his allies. Okay. To me, okay, I don't know. I don't have the facts, okay? But to me, this looks like a FUD campaign. Okay? I think this guy is paid by somebody to say that. Okay? I mean, do we need to ban 200 million Russians, okay, from using crypto and survive during this war because now the ruble is worth nothing? Okay? Think about that. Okay? Is that really fair? Okay, maybe there's like a few hundred or a few thousand people that are directly involved in that war. The generals, the oligarch, Putin and his friends, and so on. Okay, let's ban those. Do we really need to ban every regular people that do crypto there and seize their assets and not allow them to use them? I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. But that's my opinion. All right. So yeah, this guy is making a lot of accusations, and Binance says, prove it. Okay. I don't think he's right. I don't think he's right. See, it says, this part is true. Binance in February said it had no plans to unilaterally ban Russian users from the platform, but that it would take actions against those who have had sanctions levied against them, which I think is the right thing to do. Okay? What if tomorrow they say that France, okay, everybody in France cannot use crypto anymore? Okay, because, I don't know, President Macron said something or whatever. Do you really think that's fair? I mean, you start censoring and sanctioning people like this, where does it end? It could be you next. You have to think about that, okay? These things have to be done fairly. And right now, banning everybody in Russia just because of a few thousand people maybe that are directly involved in the conflict, I don't think it's fair. But that's my opinion. Maybe you have a different opinion. All right, talking about Binance, Binance confirms that it's shutting down its operations in Ontario, Canada, because the Ontario government in Canada, you know the way it works in Canada, you have, in the US you have the SEC that covers the whole country. In Canada, each province has its own regional Securities and Exchange Commission. Okay, and the Ontario Commission, Securities Commission, said, okay, we don't want Binance, okay, because they're trading in what we think are securities, okay. So they shut down in that province. The rest of Canada is okay so far. But the dictator in Ontario decided that it's not good for Binance to operate there. Democracy at work, folks. All right, time for your questions. All right, let's have a look at your questions. What do you got here? All right, so let's look at this. Okay. All right, so the mic is better. That's good. Hang on, let me go down this one. I sanctioned Senator Warren and sentenced her to live on the Cherokee Reservation. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Maybe she would enjoy the Cherokee Reservation. All right, so the mic is better. I guess the sanction news is why there is a big red candle forming on the chart. Actually, yeah, I wanted to tell you guys about this. The Federal Reserve decided to raise, in the U.S., decided to raise the interest rates by 0.25%. Doesn't sound like a lot. And the market's immediate reaction was like, oof, it's not so bad. And, now You see what's interesting is that the fear of the unknown is feels riskier. Okay, so prior to the announcement, people had a lot of fear that maybe they would raise the interest rates like, I don't know, several percent. I don't know what they were thinking. And the markets were down for a while. Now that the Federal Reserve said, okay, it's only going to be 0.25%, and we're going to raise the interest rates every couple of months a little bit also, probably 0.25% each time. Okay, now the market understands the expectations, okay, and they feel relieved, okay, and they can calculate in their head, okay, so all right, so this means that for the economy, and this means okay, how much profit we're going to be making, and blah 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 blah. Okay, so that reassured the market. What they forgot to look at is quantitative easing, QE. The central bank, the Federal Reserve, is cutting off QE. Okay? And that didn't make big headlines, unfortunately, but it should. Because every time they reduce QE, a recession comes. So right now, I'm expecting a recession, at least in the United States, and probably in several other countries as well, because of that reduction in QE. Okay, you can expect that. I don't have a chart right now, but typically, if you look at the chart of when they cut down on QE, every time there's a recession, it comes right after, soon after. So the market doesn't seem to have appreciated that yet, but that's coming. That's coming. All right, so next questions. Okay, don't forget to thumbs up this channel, folks. Please, yes, thumbs up. Okay, we need likes. Otherwise, we're not going to get a lot of views, and I want a lot of views. Okay, that's why I have a YouTube channel. I want views. What's the Dracula about? I don't know. Hopefully, Warren invites experts and listens carefully to what they have to say. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Option one, she's ignorant. She might be. Although, personally, I think that a lot of politicians pretend to be ignorant. And, I mean, some are really ignorant. But I don't think, I mean, she's been on crypto's back, you know, beating up on Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that for years now. She must have learned something during that time. I mean, unless she's deaf. I mean, she's old enough. She might be. I don't know. But I mean, if you're responsible for crypto bills, okay, crypto laws and regulations, I'm sure a lot of people end up talking to you about what the true nature of crypto is, and some of it must sink in. I mean, she's not that stupid. She doesn't appear to me to be a stupid person. She might be an ignorant person, but I don't think she's that stupid. I think she's being a politician, meaning she's using the facts and hiding some facts to present her position, okay? And she wants to instill fear in regular people that are not using crypto, so that they think that crypto is only used by bad people, okay? And that good citizens should not use crypto because we can't tax it, all right? I think that's her approach. I think that's her strategy. All right. They can store the wealth in gold. Is one going to ban gold too? Gold was banned in the US for a long time. Didn't you know that? It was banned for like at least 50 years, maybe more. Yeah, the United States banned gold. Can we find an article about that? See, on June 5th, 1933, the United States went off the gold standard, the monetary system, by gold when Congress enacted a joint resolution notifying the right of creditors to demand payment in gold. Okay, there was something else. Yeah, see? See, in the 1930s, the U.S. government, let's go back. See, 1933, U.S. government, Franklin D. Roosevelt forbid the hoarding of gold, coin, gold bullion, and gold certificates within the continental United States. You couldn't own gold. Okay, that was forbidden. The limitation on gold ownership in the United States was repealed when President Gerald Ford signed a bill legalizing private ownership of gold, coin, bars, and certificates by an act of Congress in 1974. So it's like 41 years you weren't allowed to own gold in the United States. If they can ban gold, they can ban anything. Gold was banned for 40 years in the United States. A lot of people forget that. Okay, so yeah, they could ban gold. Gold is a pretty heavy option. At least they know what it feels like to want. Monero private gain will gain prominence. The issue with Monero is that you can't ban Monero again. It's banned in Japan. It's illegal in Japan. You can go to jail if you own Monero in Japan. Think about that. Okay? Now, some of the stuff that can be done and they cannot yet, at least yet, make it illegal is using private networks, like the secret network. I made a video about that. Okay? The secret network basically just wraps the Ethereum and other tokens with a secrecy coding. And whatever transactions you make within the secret network cannot be traced back to you. Okay? So there are lots of ways to do this, and there are other networks now that are designed to keep your privacy safe. Okay, so look into that. Yeah, the Russians are just a pretext. That's right. Even more for Americans due to the history. On Kujira, when you bid AUST at the end, you have to choose a risk level. Can you explain it? Is it not clear to me which level to choose? You have to choose a risk level? I don't remember. Let's have a look at Kujira. Okay, so is it just AUST or UST as well? So I don't know where it got that number, but anyway. Just type 0. What is that bit amount? I don't know, I'm typing 1 and I'm getting these weird numbers. I don't think I have any AUST in my wallet right now. So I can't do it right now. I don't have any AUST, and it's going to take a long time for me to get some and then perform the transaction. I don't remember the risk levels. There's not a lot of risks here. I mean, like I used to have some in here, but now I'm using it. I'm using the money somewhere else. Honestly, I don't think there's a lot of risk here. The only risk you have here is protocol risk. There's no risk that you're going to lose the money any other way. If the protocol has a bug, or if hackers get into the protocol. Those are about the only two risks I can identify for Kujira. You cannot get liquidated. You cannot lose the money any other way. It has to be a bug in the software, or it has to be a hacker. I mean, they're not going to rug pull you, these folks. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the risk level means here. I would have to perform the operation. I would have to read the documentation to see what they mean. I don't know right now. Binance doesn't answer to Ukraine's government. True. If you aren't with me, then you're against me. Yeah, a lot of people think like that, unfortunately. And we won 6 Nation Cups, by the way. Ooh, France. And some smart people are calling Luna UST a massive Ponzi scheme. Do you know why? Yeah, there's a guy that's really... you know what's interesting? I saw some of that, and I don't agree with the idea that Terra Luna is a Ponzi scheme. If it's a Ponzi scheme, it's really huge Ponzi scheme. I mean, if you look at DeFi Llama right now, you look at the chains. It's the second largest chain on DeFi. Okay, and just look, in the last month it went up like 63%. It's over $26 billion right now. That's pretty mighty Ponzi scheme if it's a Ponzi scheme. It would be the most successful one ever. I forgot the name of the guy who mentioned this. I think he's a little bit biased. Okay, the guy I saw on Twitter, I talked about him before, but now I can't think of his name. He's very adamantly pro Phantom. Okay, he truly believes in the Phantom network and so on. Okay, but he hates Terra. And I read some of his tweets, and I don't get it. I don't quite get it. Okay, I would have to read more about it and try to find where the problem is with Terra. Okay, I mean, the one thing that they talk about a lot is that on Anchor Protocol, if we go there, and earn. Okay, one of the arguments is that the 19.49% APY that you're getting if you deposit UST is not sustainable. That I can't believe. I don't think they can maintain this forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Okay? So far they've been maintaining it for at least 10 months, I think. 8 to 10 months, which is pretty spectacular by itself. But the money that's coming here, okay, is coming from the B asset, especially Luna, because you're staking Luna to make it B Luna, and when it's staked, it earns money from the validators. Okay, the validators get paid. Okay, and they share some of the profits with you. Okay, when you stake your Luna. And what they're doing here is that when you borrow against your B Luna here, you have to pay an interest, and they give you a bonus. Okay, but these are coming from Anchor. They're not coming from the validators. The money that's coming from the validators is given to you here. Okay, so maybe at some point the validators are going to get paid less, and they're not going to be able to maintain this very high rate here. Okay, that I believe. Okay, that I believe. Now what's happening is that the use cases for Luna and UST keep expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding, which is very healthy. you really want the token to be useful, okay? And don't forget now, you can switch to Avalanche on this thing. And now you can deposit UST directly on the Avalanche network, which was not possible before. All right? So again, that increases the use cases because now you have a lot of UST and Luna available on various networks. They're very aggressive at expanding the use cases of their main tokens, Luna and UST, across blockchains all over the place. Okay? So the more use cases you have, personally, I believe, the stronger the tokens. Okay? And that's why I'm not convinced that it's a Ponzi scheme. I really don't. Okay? I mean, they have validators, they have the whole 9 yards. It's not like they're just minting tokens like this for free. Okay? And you know how it works. Like you burn Lunas to make UST. And if there's less demand for UST, well, they burn UST and mint a Luna. So there's kind of a balancing act in there. They don't just mint and mint and mint new tokens out of nowhere. Okay? So I'm not entirely sold on the idea that it's a Ponzi scheme. I don't think it is. Have you heard about the huge bet that Luna will be 100 next year? Well, I heard that it's going to be a lot more than 100 next year. The same guy, not the same guy, another guy that really likes Luna is betting that Luna is going to be $1,000. Luna has already been 100, not 1,000, but Luna will be where's Luna right now? It's right here, $92, and it's been to over 100 already, I think. Yeah, 103 was the maximum. So now it's a little bit lower. If you look at the whole year here, see, it's been, except this period here, it's been pretty much on a steady path upward. But no, like some people think, the people that are really, really bullish on Luna believe it's going to be about $1,000 in a year. I don't know if it's going to be that high, but if the use cases keep expanding, and also like what in terms of use cases, there's going to be a lot of payment systems that are going to allow you to pay using UST to buy things in the real world. Okay, there's several projects right now that are basically allowing you to deposit USTs and earn interest, and many other tokens as well. And you'll be able to borrow against your crypto assets using a card, like a Visa card or a MasterCard. And you're going to be able to use that to pay for things in the real world. And most of the currency in there is going to be UST. So again, that increases the use cases for UST considerably. And if it does that, you can bet that the price of Luna is going to go up. Because if you need more USTs, you need to burn more Lunas. And if you burn more Lunas, there's less Lunas and the price is going to go up. That's the point. So I'm pretty bullish on Luna overall. Unless I find a lot of people that explain better their argument that Luna is a Ponzi and it's not sustainable or whatever. So far, I haven't seen evidence of that yet. And it says here, I think someone's going to have to take one for the team and cheer her up. I'm not sure what you mean there, but it sounds dirty. Okay, Russia about to take Mariupol, creating a land bridge between Crimea and Donbass. I'm not sure what that's going to do. Oh yeah, Kamikaze, that's the guy. Yeah, we can have a look at the... Maybe we can see his argument against Luna. Kamikaze, where are you? Kamikaze. This guy. All right. Well, as he says here, he's a weapon grade autist. So if he's autistic, that might be an issue. I don't know. I'm joking. No, I really respect the guy. I follow him. He's got a lot of very good information there. But I'm not quite sure I understand his stand on Luna. And he's a big fan of Bitcoin. ETC is the 2 Ethereum. What is that? Ethereum Classic? Who the hell is using Ethereum Classic? Was Baron cutting short his design and vacate to go home and market. Yeah, they said that El Salvador's Bitcoin bonds are being issued this week, and they think that's going to have a major influence on the price of Bitcoin. Some people think it's going to go over 50,000 per Bitcoin. Maybe. I don't know. Here he's a big fan of Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ether. Here he's saying something here. Says, I'll take back my words about Luna if these BTC reserve mechanics work in practice. It's definitely more interesting than I had previously thought. And if it pumps BTC and fuels a continuous bull run, Luna can do whatever it wants, and I'll keep my fat mouth shut. So, I don't know. Let's have a quick look at this article. I haven't seen it yet. The point of BTC is to prevent the death spiral that doomed the other algo stablecoins. When there is fear in the UST market, rather than minting Luna and tanking Luna's price, the UST can instead be redeemed for BTC, which is much more resilient, escaping the death spiral. Maybe. Of course, there is a lot of fear in the UST. This could eat through the entire supply of BTC reserves, so the reserve has to be big. I'm not sure where he is getting this information. So it says here, as Luna continues to outperform, its critics become louder. Most criticism is focusing on the possibility of bank run and UST depeg event. We had minor UST depegging events with 2 that I'm aware of. There was one back in around May last year when the market totally collapsed. Okay, and as a side effect, UST got depegged for a short while, and also I think it's around January when with Wonderland, when Sifu was unmasked as a criminal. A lot of people thought that it would that MIM, the stablecoin from Abracadabra, would depeg, and if it did, it would depeg UST because of the degen box that had $1.5 billion worth of UST in there. Okay, so it just fear and panic. Okay, there was no substance to those claims. Okay, but people just ran away like chicken with no head, and they dump UST and MIM, and some people try to short it. Okay, short those 2 tokens, and that triggered a brief depeg. MIM was off like I think to 0.98 cents on the dollar, and something similar happened to UST for a while. Okay, but that was brief, and even in a major panic. Okay, Right now, I'm not sure how they would do a bank run yet. Okay, I'm not sure because typically, if you can do a bank run, you would have done it already. Whales don't wait. Okay, if whales see an opportunity to screw a protocol and cash out, they're gonna take it. Okay, if they see an opportunity and they see it and it's like, okay, let's act now. Okay, they would do that. So if Anchor Protocol, for instance, which is where most of the UST is deposited, could be at the mercy of a bank run, it would have been already, I think. Okay, whales and sharks don't wait. They see a blood, they bite. Okay, they don't wait. They don't wait. You could probably check out this article. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's going to take forever. You can probably check what they're talking about and see what the meaning is behind all this. Okay, I believe this is the level of risk at which UST is bid versus interest on Anchor, but it's not clear. Yeah, it's not clear for me either. Yakovayun, good morning from Singapore. Good morning too. $1,000 Luna is crazy assessment. Maybe, but just look at the chart. Where's the chart? I lost the chart. Let's go back here. Coins. And if you look at Luna, right here, right now, just look what the price was a year ago. Okay, if you go max, look where it was. This is February 2021, not far from now. It was $2. It's almost 50 times that today. Okay, I mean, when you people bought Luna at $2 around here, you really think that they thought it would be $98 today? Nobody in their right mind would have thought that. And that's why I'm saying, in crypto, anything is possible. Is it going to be $1,000 by the end of the year? Maybe not. Maybe it's going to be $200-300. Maybe it's going to be $50. Maybe it's going to be $10. But if the use cases expand as much as I'm seeing that they could, okay, there's a lot of potential right now that's being built. And once it's realized, when the potential is realized, definitely the pressure is going to be upward. Maybe it's going to just double in value. Maybe it's going to be only 200 by the end of the year. But still, I think I'm very bullish on Luna. I'm pretty sure because of the use cases that keep expanding and expanding and expanding, I think it's going to go up in value a lot. All right. Thank you for the live. Good night. Yes, thank you for watching. All right. You guys have any more questions? More questions? Questions? If you got any more questions, we're going to answer them. We still have a few minutes. I'm trying to do the lives as often as possible. My work has been very crazy last week. I barely had time to sleep. Okay, so I managed to sleep yesterday, and that's why I'm doing live right now. But we're going to, there's lots of projects in the works. Okay, I just need time to sit down and record the videos and perform the strategies. There's several strategies I want to play with. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff this year. There's a strategy using options and perpetuals that's coming. We're going to have a deep look at DOPEX, which I find very exciting. And there's new strategies that some people have been coming up with for that. So that's coming as well. And what else? Yeah, and yeah, I wanted to show you something, if I can find it. What's the name of it? Yeah, there's some new protocols that have created synthetics now. You're going to see derivatives this year are booming. You have new synthetic stocks, currencies, and commodities coming, and some are out already. And there are ways to trade them to make some profits when because of the war. Okay, there's lots of ways to make money with that. We're going to see options and futures based on these synthetics that are coming. Lots and lots of people are copying the perps market. I think if I can find Pancake Swap. Pancake has a perp market right now. So let's have a look at that. Pancake Swap. Let's see if we can access it. I tried to access it last time, it didn't work. Perpetual trading lucky draw. There you go. So you can click on this, and you should be able to do perpetual futures directly on Pancake Swap now. There you go. So you got the Bitcoin market. What else you got here? You got Bitcoin, ETH, ADA, Doge, Sol, XRP, DOT, and SAN. These are nice. So if you're bullish, you can go long. If you're bearish, you can go short. These are quite nice. I don't know if there's a stop loss on this one. Yeah, maybe there is. Stop limit right here. Yeah. So you can have a stop loss as well. That looks nice. We don't have that yet on perp protocol. I asked them about it, and that's coming. Anyway, doesn't look like you guys have any more questions. So that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And don't forget to ring the bell so that you know when I'm publishing a next live video. All right? And don't forget, you can always download the free book as well. It's in the description.